Have you ever seen a movie and found it weird? If you have, there's one director's work which will come to mind with that description: David Lynch. The crazy, weird, absurd, and madman of cinema is often said to be the best director by various people, but who is he? How did he come this far? What type of movies has he made which got audiences confused till this day? And what does he think about all those things? Today, we'll be making a deep dive in his mind, life, work, and views to see who is the man behind the strangest works of cinema. Earliest times. David Lynch was born on January 20th, 1946 in Missoula, Montana, USA. His father was also not an ordinary man, as he was a research scientist who moved a lot for his work, and as a result, young David moved a lot, but in every place there were some similarities. The biggest one being that majority of them were in small-town America, which Lynch shows again and again in his work, as he is deeply connected and wants to convey his love for small towns of America in his movies. He attended various art schools, as he always had a spot for creativity in his heart. He later got married to Peggy Lynch, and soon enough they had a child, a girl who they names Jennifer Lynch, who actually went on to become a director herself later in her life. After some time went by, he had an idea of a film about a man who's going to enter fatherhood, and it showed the struggle of being a father for the first time, and due to it being a Lynch film, the way he showed it was confusing to a lot of people. Once released, his film became famous between some groups of people at first, a cult classic you can say. He later called it his most spiritual film, and kindly refused to elaborate on why he thinks it's his most spiritual work of the artist. As I've already said, his first film was a cult classic between a group of people, and then he went on to make more films to convey his love for cinema, art, and life. His next film was Elephant Man, a film about a man with a deformed face trying to live his life as a human, but is always neglected by society, not because he has done something terrible, but only because he looks that way. A film about how society views people different than them and those who don't fit their biased criteria for a good human. Lynch always loved to portray human mind and life in his movies, doesn't matter if it's the good, the bad, or the ugly. His next project was a little bigger. To be honest, little is an understatement, cause the next project was a big budget Dune movie. He had the least control in this movie compared to his other projects. The next film was a mystery, and that sparked the fire of David Lynch mysteries as Blue Velvet. The mystery movie made by David Lynch was absurd, disturbing, psychological, and obviously mysterious. The spark became a fire when he created the TV show Twin Peaks, about a mystery of a dead woman centered around the calm and the chaos in small-town America. He continued to deliver excellent films after excellent films, but the main part of his filmography isn't about the mystery vibe of his movies or weirdness of them, but it's the idea. Ideas change the world. David Lynch is famous for his absurd films, but the way he gets those ideas and his outlook on ideas is what makes him so different. At the end, we are talking about a man who said that forgetting an idea results in suicidal thoughts, so of course the ideas are what change the world. Lynch, when asked about ideas, made an analogy of getting a brilliant idea is like catching a fish. You don't know when it will happen, but when it does, you have to hold it and get the best outcome from it. He also said that his films aren't original ideas, as he stated that there are no original ideas in a way, but only pre-existing ones. And sometimes you catch an idea which just hasn't been done, but there's the existence of that idea. Lynch didn't just have ideas, he honored them. That's why he didn't want any executive to mess with his ideas or cut scenes down or distort the idea in any way from the original one, as it meant disrespect to the idea according to him. He also believed that one thing people get wrong about ideas is that suffering is what creates or nurtures them, as he believed that joy is the best medium of unlocking the doors to a great idea, and genuine enthusiasm is important for the idea. As shown in his filmography, the ideas he had were really weird, absurd, and strange to the general audiences, but he didn't care, cause he believed that there's no idea which is too strange to adapt. According to Lynch, there was no such thing as a strange idea. He saw ideas as great findings by consciousness, and because of that he used meditation to enhance his mind and his capability to find a great idea, view of the world. His philosophy revolving the universe was that the one thing most important to a man in all of existence is his consciousness. It is the fundamental fabric of reality in which a person lives. After all, a person sees what he wants to see, and his consciousness is what matters to his life. He believed that through transcendental meditation, a person could expand his or her consciousness to a plane of existence he called the unified field, aka the place where all consciousness and ideas reside and the most important place in existence. Even his meditation was touching metaphysical points. Lynch, as stated before, was not a big fan of the idea that suffering is important in life. Instead, he believed in the opposite, that joy and happiness is what's important, and suffering is something you feel without those. He showcased it in his art that suffering isn't fundamental to art, as great joy of life can create art so beautiful that people would have to be joyful themselves after seeing it. He was always fascinated by the duality existing in nature. Light exists, so does dark. Good exists, so does bad. Ordinary and extraordinary both are a part of reality. He didn't see them as universal contradictions, but as the texture of universe itself. The tension between the dual sides was life to him. As from the previous points of the video, you could tell he was a man of intuition. He had great ability to analyze and think deeply, but he had belief in his intuitive ability more than anything. He believed that a person's intuition was the best way to make sense of the world, and not just soul logic. Lynch was always present and focused on what was happening now, and not worrying about the future or grieving about the past. What's happening in front of you at the exact moment mattered more than what your plan is for the future, according to Lynch, as you couldn't completely plan the future anyway, but you can control the present moment. His films have a tremendous amount of mystery, and he picked that from his own view of life. His idea for the meaning of it all was that no one knows about the truth, and the mystery, according to him, should remain a mystery. It should be celebrated with joy and enthusiasm, and not worry. My view, my idea. It is no wonder that David Lynch was a visionary. His art was, is, and will be praised by people. His views on ideas and universe itself is such a beautiful, artistic, and unique approach that once you hear it, it all pieces itself together, and you understand the mind behind the films. My idea about Lynch is that he was a madman with mad ideas and mad philosophy which most people couldn't think of, but ask yourself a question: who changes the world? Normal people or madmen like Lynch? My opinion on Lynch's philosophy of universe and idea is that they are intriguing, just like an idea from David Lynch is supposed to be. When it comes to craft and art, his vision stands tall. It stands different, and from an artistic perspective, these views are the best views an artist could have. It's not a coincidence that the best views for an artist gave us David Lynch. The strangest of ideas stem from the greatest of minds, cause ordinary minds are shaped by external things, while extraordinaries lie deep within.